Hey folks, you're tuned in to Chaotic TV. We're playing on Cloud Kingdom right now in the second game between these two players. In the top right we have the Red Terran playing for Team Liquid, now retired. He is C. His opponent in the bottom right, formerly of Prime and MJ Team, the blue player playing for Team Azubu. He is BboongBboong Prime under the ID Like Pizza. I like pizza. But BboongBboong took the first game after a failed attack by C with Banshee Hellion, which was pretty powerful when you can get it to work, but since it's not the greatest map, Ohana is not the greatest map for that kind of play, in my opinion at least. The two times I've seen it actually were, well, actually one time on Cloud Kingdom between, I think, MKP and somebody, although it was the only time I've ever seen MKP do it, and it might have been another Liquid player, maybe Rhett or TLO, but it was a very odd game. Marine King was able to pull it off, but that was because he had a lot higher count of Banshees, and his opponent was going Roaches instead of Lings, like Ling Muta, instead of like BboongBboong did in the last game. But we're playing with a new mic right now, which is the interesting part about this cast for me. So I'm really going to see what the levels are like, and I hope you guys don't really think I'm too loud either way. But looks like C is going for a similar build to what he did last time. We're going to have to see if he saves up the money for Command Center before he actually throws down. And BboongBboong is going the safer route with no Ling pressure this time. He's just going for, or not, sorry, excuse me, not safer route, a little bit riskier route. With no Ling pressure, he's just going for a fast expand, and we're going to have to really see if he decides to do some more pressure early on in the game, or if C is going to be able to, cancel out the anxiety that comes from losing your first game in a best of 3 and go for another type of play. It looks like he is saving up for a Command Center, and if he does get it down, it's going to be better for him against the fast expand of BboongBboong. The only way I've really seen players in the Pro Korean scene defeat a 2-basing Zerg is by going, or excuse me, stopping a 2-basing Zerg from getting that early advantage by having the extra production that a second hatchery gets them, is more by doing a bunker rush as a Terran or an early proxy by a Terran or a Protoss. And Zergs, ZVZ, the micro just comes down to something ridiculous between Zerglings and Banelings and stuff like that. But essentially everything that happens before 5 minutes, if you can get that second hatchery up, then there's going to be a bigger problem for the other player. But now C is going for the double gas on the back of this, so it means he's probably going to go to another really greedy build. He's going to go into either mech, or he's going to not stack on the 2 extra racks that you see a lot of players who go for a fast expand do behind this. He's going to go for a factory and then probably more Banshee play. If he's got this much gas coming out of him, he might even get Cloak, which would be a big deal for him because he could actually use it wisely if BboongBboong decides not to go for any kind of detection. But he's still going for just Speedlings right now, getting a couple for some base defense in case he saw some Marines come in or something like that. Or if there are indeed Reactored Hellions going to come out again, it looks like this is the way C is going to be playing. He's going to be playing a Reactored Hellion day today. And BboongBboong is going to do something a little different than he did last game. He's already shown that he's taking a different tech path, and if he decides to go for a 3rd base, probably because he does not have any drones in the gas right now. He's just building a whole crap ton of Lings. Never mind, he's going to be doing a bit of pressure. You don't build the Slings this early if you're not going to be doing something with him. He's already pulled all of his harvesters out of the gas. He's not taking any more gas. He stopped at exactly 100. He's waiting for that Zergling speed to kick in, and then he's going to try to push again against Liquid C. But the bunker placement here, after he killed that neutral depot, is going to be perfect for Liquid C. He's going to be able to hold off any Lings that come into this base. Now, if he were fighting against a Terran or something like that, Terrans have range, and Stalkers have range on the Protoss side of it, so he's going to be able to... Is he going to go build a 3rd? Or no. Alright, so the Lings are coming in and the bunker is there, and now the SCVs were pulled just in time, and it looks like everything here is going to be a big problem now. The Reactored Hellions are not on the low ground helping against this, but so the bunker looks like it will die, but look how many Lings have died in the main. Now he pulls back the Marines so that they can save off everything that is here. The SCVs and mules that were on the low ground have been a big problem to have been lost like they have, but you can see only 5 SCVs were lost, but the mule loss was probably a bigger hit to the income than the SCVs. Not to say that 250 supply or minerals worth of SCVs is not something that's big loss, but it looks like BboongBboong has just put down another expansion behind this, and C had a whole lot of money. He was probably saving up to put down an expansion of his own, but now he's completely set back in the economic department. He's got Blue Flame coming in, which I think is actually a big deal. I need to stop using that phrase. It's a good deal. He showed that he likes his Hellion play, and since he didn't get the Blue Flame earlier in the last game, it really hurt him when it came to defending against the Lings and attacking with those Banshees. So he's going to put down the double factory with Blue Flame, and when the Blue Flame finishes, he's going to lift off and make another reactor probably to continue his Hellion production, and stack on another factory on top of the tech lab that is here, and then later go into Thor and then tank production. Tanks is a very late game type thing for a meching player. You don't get too many tanks too early. You just mainly go Thor Hellion for your turtling, and then you are able to do what you want with the tanks afterwards, and you continue to push across the map with just a tank push. But it looks like he's got enough Hellions here and a couple Marines just to shoot up. But it looks like even though he took a different tech path, BboongBboong is going to go into that Muta play again. But he has not put on gases 5 and 6 yet. He's just going with 3 and 4. Probably has saved up enough right now. You can see he's got 300, but a big Hellion push coming in right now. The Lings are not going to be able to stand this. The hiding behind the mineral line is going to be able to one-shot anything that comes across here. You can see how everything is melting drone Lings, and now he's being surrounded, which is a big problem. But the 4 queens here are going to be able to clean this up if he doesn't get into the main base. And now there's a 5th queen who just spawned and shuts out down the escape route of the Hellions, and now he has retaliated, killing 10 workers and a whole mess of Lings. You can just see how many Lings, over 50 were killed in that exchange at home and then in the attack. But now we've got a retaliation from BboongBboong coming across the map, and we're going to have to see what these Hellions can do about it. There are Blue Flame. They are more bio coming in right now, so he might be switching to a Marine tank production as opposed to meching behind this that he sees. Muta's coming in, but we do see that the bunker is probably going to finish just in time, and if he can get his Marines in there right away, and he's going to be able to hold off this time, especially with the Hellions over here were pushed back probably by the mass queens that were there. And a lot of players do put this safety spine crawler, because even though they're Blue Flame, Hellions take forever to kill buildings, and that includes spine crawlers. You can see how one shot only takes off 8 hit points, and since there's 6 of them here and 300 hit points on that thing, it's going to take, let's see, 6 times 8 is 48, at least 7 shots for Liquid Seas Hellions to take out a single spine crawler. And you know how long it takes, especially when they shoot once every 2.5 in-game seconds. And you saw Mutas are already on the map, but we do have no Thors inbound. We see a starport coming in, but we see a lot of Marines about to pop out on the map. Again, BboongBboong is hitting directly when C's production kicks in, so essentially right on the money is what he's doing here. We've got no stem for these Marines, so he's just going to be fighting them heads up, and the glaives being thrown here are going to be a big problem. They cleaned up all of the Marines, but there are 2 turrets on the map right now, and now the Mutas are in the middle of the base being hit by Marines on all sides. Another turret has stopped its building, and they're going to take it out before it actually gets to finish. SCV's coming around, and we have a 3rd base, and it looks like this other turret is a bit far out of range to protect these SCVs from the high backing, the backwards attack of these Mutalisks. And look how much has been killed by the Mutalisks. He's already caught up in the workers kill count. He's been able to really punch in on these SCVs, targeting them all down, and he's going to take out this supply depot, which is going to actually supply cap. No, it's not. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong account, or the wrong supply count right there. But he is going to kill off, force a cancel on that eBay. It looked like it was a factory actually, and he's got enough mutas now to actually take out this turret, and the turret is gone, and all of the SCVs are going to be hurting really bad. You just see even more and more getting killed right now. 31 have been killed by BboongBboong. C is not having a good start to this tournament. It looks like he might get shut out in game 1, in match 1 of his bracket, which is essentially the winner's bracket, because he made it through the open bracket of IPL, because there is actually an open bracket at IPL. The difference between IPL5 and IPL6 is, since that Heart of the Swarm is coming out, the open bracket will be played in Heart of the Swarm, and they're not going to actually have any qualifiers from the Heart of the Swarm bracket go into the main bracket, which this is the first game of. After the open bracket on Thursdays, on Friday there's the beginning of the main bracket, which this is. Now all of the production facilities are up. You can see how many units are queued up here for C. He needs more production facilities he should cancel some of these Marines, build up a bunch more barracks, and then he'd probably be able to respond to this. But we have 15 banelings coming in for BboongBboong, and he's just going to run right through the meager forces of C. He's continuing to build links behind this. He's getting +1. He's not even waiting for the upgrade to finish. He's just walking right in with slow banelings. The target fire of the tank was completely diminished by the fact that the banelings, big hit on the SCVs about to come up. Not so many were actually killed. He was able to save a whole lot of them, but he's going to come back in with these mutas most likely. Coming across the map with them right now, and C is 40 supply down almost. Now is officially 40 supply down, and 30. I can't count. Yeah, it's 40 supply down, and even more stuff is going to get lost for him. The Marines here are going to be helpful, but they have no medevacs to heal them if they decide to stem. And now we're going to have more banelings probably built over here in the third base of C. C is losing to BboongBboong in a big way. He's getting a fourth putting down against them, and the Hellions over here, although they are sexy with the blue flame, they're killing a whole lot of drones. They are going to die to the mutas, and the drones can be rebuilt right away. The mutas came back across the map to take out those Hellions, and there are going to be probably more banelings built right over here against the Stelnaga Tower for another push against the pre-split Marines of Liquid Sea. He's supply blocked right now, which is a big problem for him. He's got to put those down. He's probably actually benefit from doing a supply drop, and he just did. He's probably going to throw down another one. Since he's got all of these queued up Marines over here, he's got 2 medevacs queued up, and he really needs those medevacs. The mutas over here taking out the missile turrets, and gives him time enough to move his SCVs away. But when you clump up Marines against mutalisks, you're going to lose even more. Look how many are dying to this simple glaives thrown by BboongBboong Prime. He's just waiting over here for an even bigger attack coming in. 44 workers have been killed by BboongBboong Prime, and we have another couple of Marines coming out, and they're going to spot that there are this many banelings coming in, and he's going to feel really, really defenseless if he doesn't get any decent target firing off by these tanks. Now we have a big semi-drop just pushing away. I don't know how this 8 Marines can push away that many mutas. I'm surprised he didn't just turn around and wipe out that medevac and the Marines in and of themselves, forcing his stem and running away and back and forth and back and forth. But it looks like he's just going to push in with his now speed banelings. He's going to have them just roll right into the main, and he's got plenty of money to back up another behind this, bringing in even more overlords that he can. Oh, it's a big clump up by C. If he gets hit by this, it's going to be a big problem. He's going to do a double-pronged assault, attacking this third base. A 60 supply up right now, BboongBboong is, and just going to force the lift off and probably try to get it to run away. But it's taken some serious damage, and now since he forced a response from him, he kept him before the tanks were able to siege. Now they are attacking as quickly as they can. The banelings tried to run all the way around, and that was actually pretty poor by BboongBboong, but he's still up 80 supply. He was able to take out all the tanks, which is probably the bigger part of that. Now we have a little bit of a drop pushing at the mineral line of BboongBboong's fourth base. And he's going to be cleaned up by the incoming Zerglings, and now he's just going to move to another mineral line to do what he can. But looks like C is stabilized a little bit here. He's just going to continue. Oh, now he's going to be the one that pushes across the map with only 40. What's his army supply like? 67 versus the 94, but BboongBboong has used up all of his minerals to build off to max out on Zerglings, and he's building a huge amount of banelings behind this. If he gets him before the siege again, he's already lost 1 tank, and now the banelings are rolling in against the clumped up. There's no fungals needed here when you can just get your Zerglings to surround and everything, and there it is. GG. BboongBboong takes match 1 of IPL5 against Liquid Sea, and C retired unfortunately after this. But big start to the IPL5 series. I'm actually really excited to be casting all of this. We've got hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of stuff coming at you guys. So I hope you stay tuned, subscribe, comment, follow me at Chaotic TV on Twitter, and you can follow Liquid Sea at Liquid Sea, spelled just like it is up in the top right. BboongBboong does not have a Twitter account. Thank you very much for watching from Chaotic TV. Appreciate it. Cheers.